Happy New Year! So today I want to chat for those individuals who are saying, I wrote down the goals, I have the resolution or resolutions, I have my bucket list for the year, I have my habits, my habit trackers. You have all these things, the intentions, goals, vision. I did my vision board. Now what? And the truth is, so many people, they do this. Like, we write out our goals, we do it before January or the first week or first month of the year, right? Because we feel like we have to. We feel like this is the new year, this is the perfect reset button. But it doesn't work for every person. And I hope this video not challenges you, but makes you think about the new year a little differently, because you have to remember, like, the new year is in the middle of winter. Like, for if you live in the United States, it's in the middle of winter, okay? So it's like, do most people take advantage of the winter arc or of the winter time to get better for the new year? Yeah, a lot of people do. I would say the people who are business owners, who are out there getting it, go-getters, who want more for life, yes, they do those things. But sometimes you have to sit back and listen to your body and really hear it out and say, you know what, do I need a rest? Because in all other Eastern cultures, pretty much, the winter represents a time of rest, a time of recharge, a time to kind of like reflect. And if you are someone who's like me, who tracks your cycle, as far as like a FAM method or any type of fertility awareness methods, not like just using your automatic features on your phone, but like actually charting your cycle, you also are aware that the winter time is a time that's before or during your menstrual cycle. And that's a time when it's recommended to rest. It's time to just kind of lean back. And so with your goals, whatever those goals are, whatever your vision is, whether you wrote them down or you didn't, you just thought about them, I want you also to consider that maybe this isn't the time for the early morning workouts. Maybe this isn't the time to do the 5K marathon or the marathon or half marathon to train for it. I'm not saying not to. I'm just saying maybe it's not. To find out if is this the time of healing? Is this the time of recharging? Is this the time that I really need to schedule rest? Maybe your goals and intentions this quarter or this winter season may not want to be, I'm going to go lose 50 pounds by working out 7 days a week. Maybe it's, I'm going to go do relaxing things, like I'm going to walk, I'm going to commit to self-care, I'm going to commit to loving on myself, to journaling, to making sure I'm hydrated. Again, if this is not, like, if you're not that person, maybe you're not the person who wants to do that, that's fine. Because like for me, I've done this kind of resting season already. So now I'm in this season of like, I'm ready to go after it, but also make time for the self-care part. All the things that I've trained for in this moment, learning how to slow down with my eating, learning how to slow down with walking, learning how to rest and recharge, learning and understanding that I cannot work out the way I used to. Okay, like I mean, I can work out, but I cannot do HIIT workouts like I used to. Like, my body does not agree with it. My body actually didn't really agree with it back then, but I just went for it. I went hard, and because I was younger, I didn't see the effects of it. But some people, it works for them, which is great. I'm just saying, I've noticed these things as I've aged. And I'm, at the time of this video being recorded, I'm 33, but when you see it, I will be 34 years old. And so I've seen the evolution of my life, of how I've changed, how I've evolved. And I've seen many New Years. It would be at this point 34 New Year's, right? I think I'm doing the math right, like, because my birthday's before the new year, but 34 New Year's at this point. And I'm telling you that you don't have to start on January 1st. You don't have to go hard on January 1st. Consider rest, consider doing something like I do. So like what I do is I like to work in 90-day increments. 90-day increments or in line with my cycle. It's kind of both. So like in my current planner, which I don't have it, but it's the same bullet journal, but I have it in green. But this one is what I use, and I track my cycle and everything in it. I track my habit. It's my habit tracker. It's very simple. I wanted a very simple habit tracker for this year in 2024, and now in 2025 I'm moving over into using this one, and it's going to be a more, my pretty DIY, like, because I like pretty things. And now that I made journaling and bullet journaling a habit, now I'm going to be able to commit time every day to be able to do this. As well as think about, how do you want to do your year? Like, is your year, like, don't say like, oh, okay, because it's January 1st, I have to commit to this. Maybe it's do your goals weekly. Maybe it's do your goals daily. Just pick a top like 3 things instead of doing, like a I'm trying to think of how to explain this. So like I have an end goal, like my vision board, or as I saw a woman mention on YouTube, and I didn't watch the video, so hopefully I could find it and link it below, but she said creating a becoming board. And that's literally what a vision board is. It's who you want to become, who you are becoming. And that's what this channel is about. Who am I becoming? So in your vision board, sometimes it's not about making one for the whole year. Sometimes you need to make them for every month. Sometimes it needs to be seasonal. Like I'm encouraging you to go against what people tell you to do when it comes to the new year. Do what works for you and don't feel guilty about it. For some of you, it is just self-care. It is just rest. Some of you, it is working out. Like for me, I've slowly transitioned into working out again. But the part I was missing in all this is the eating. Like I'll work out 3 times a week. I'll walk pretty much every day, or not every day, but every day that I wasn't working out, sometimes when I'm working out. But I wasn't including the food part. So for me, I'm in this next quarter, which happens to be the new year, right? I'm focusing on consistency in eating and I don't really want to call it cheat meals because I'm not really going with that whole idea of cheating like on my meals, because I have decided to incorporate lifestyle eating to where I'm eating in a way that I can enjoy some of the foods that I do and that I like and I love, but in a healthier way. Or because I'm eating the majority of the time healthy, it's okay if I have, every once in a while I have chicken fried steak from Blueberry Hill out here in Vegas. Shout out to Blueberry Hill. If you live in Las Vegas or you visit, check them out. But like being able to live a life, like that's my goal, like just going forward. And I've been incorporating this since 2024 is like live a life that is in alignment with what I want to be and who I want to become, and not so much what other people told me to. So when it comes to journaling, I'm not doing it the way everybody else does it necessarily. I'm doing it my own way. I get ideas from people, obviously, but and things I've done in the past, but I'm going off of like what I feel in my body. Like, how do you want to approach this? That's why I'm going to have next year, we'll technically probably have 4 different journals. One is for, work, like the business side of things, creating. One is for my reading journal, because as I mentioned before, I read a lot. This is just part of my my library. And then one is a travel journal to be able to write notes for travel. And then I have a gratitude journal. And I know some people are like, that's too much. But that's the thing is, you have to do what works for you. You don't need to have 5 different journals or 3 or even 2. You could have 1. Last year, I started off with just doing my normal journaling, doing journal prompts, sometimes writing about my day, but being more consistent with that. Then later on this year, I started incorporating, instead of having my charting my cycle on my phone, it's on paper. So I have it on paper with my habits. Oh, it's right here. Lord, it's right here. I was like, I knew I saw it, my journal. So this one was very simple. Like there's barely any color in that book. It's mostly black and white, except for my vision board I put on the front of the journal, because I was more focused on consistency versus it making it look pretty. Now that I know I can be consistent, because I have been consistent, I'm switching to color. I have all my markers and everything and stickers and all the stuff I've accumulated over the years and some of the things I bought. And so just take time to figure those things out. If you have goals on reading or eating healthy, set yourself up to be able to do those things in a better way. Whether that is, definitely check out the book Atomic Habits. I think I have it up here. I don't know if you can see it, but Atomic Habits, check out that book. I think there's a lot of books out there with the same concepts, because he used some of the concepts from other people's books, but I just like that a lot of the concepts that I've read in other books, he's incorporated them into one book. Check out Atomic Habits, because then you could figure out how to put systems in place to be able to make sure you do these habits well, whether it's journaling, whether it's rest, self-care, whether it's working out, eating. And don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Like for me, I would say my first 75 days, I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do the first 30 days, I'm going to do a 30-day soft, like how they have the 75-day soft and the 75 hard, 75 soft. Well, years ago in 2012, I don't even know if 75 hard was around, but I did something very similar. I was doing the Insanity program every single day. Every day, and on the rest day, I didn't really rest. I would walk. I was going hard. I was working out. It was 2 workouts a day pretty much, and I believe 75 hard is the same way. It has to be 45 minutes or 30 minutes or more for 2 workouts, and I basically was doing that. And then I was eating very clean during that time. I lost a lot of weight, but I was antsy, but because I was younger, I think I was able to handle it better than I do now. Now it'll put me down for a couple of days if I work out the way I was doing with the Insanity workouts. I was drinking a gallon of water at that time. I was reading self-help books 10, 20, 30 minutes. I have no issue with reading. I read every day. I read all the time. I love reading. And then what was the other part of 75 hard? No cheat meals. no alcohol. I think I don't remember if I wasn't drinking or not. I can't remember that part. And I know I read, but I basically did the 75 hard before I knew what 75 hard was. Now I'm like, I'm not doing that, because as a woman, I know I need to really respect when my body needs rest. And so I was like, you know what, this year, since we're starting off the new year, one thing I will do is I'm going to focus on making sure I eat right, and then making sure that I'm committed to like a wellness kind of like habit, wellness habit. Because I do have my habits I've done this last 5-6 months, or no, I'm sorry, last quarter. I started like a little bit before October 1st with my health journey again when it comes to working out. But setting those intentions, those goals, those habits in place is going to be really helpful for me. So like I have my meal prep containers already, so I could have everything out, because I know that when I make my meals and I freeze them or put them in the refrigerator, I'll just eat them. Versus, if I don't, what I tend to do is I won't eat because I don't want to make food, because I'm in the middle of creating something or writing something. And then I ended up eating food or eating junk food, and I eat it really fast. And it goes against everything I just told you in the beginning of this video that I tried to stop doing, which is to slow down, to stop eating fast, to just relax and be at ease. I already have anxiety, and doing things too quickly or rushing in the morning when I have to go somewhere, it makes me more anxious. It makes me sweat more. It just makes things harder for me. So just be aware of whatever that thing is you're doing, and do it. So for me, my 75 soft, which really is a 30, it's 30 soft because I'm committing to 30 days, and then I probably will extend it. 30 days of making sure that I move my body for at least 45 minutes every single day. And the reason I worded it this way, and the reason I worded it this way this whole entire year, or the whole entire year of 2024, was I wanted to make sure that I moved my body. Not that I was working out, I was lifting weights, I was going hard, doing HIIT or something, but moving my body every single day. This is dancing. This is doing even an exercise class. This is swimming. This is doing a belly dancing class. This is walking. This is stretching, doing active stretching. This is somatic exercises. Moving my body. I use that intentionally, those words, so that I wouldn't have like this urge to have to work out. And I'm not saying not to work out. I'm just saying you have to figure out what phase you are in your life. Maybe the workouts aren't going to work for you right now. Maybe your body is holding on to weight because you're working out too much, you're too stressed, you're not eating enough, you're not drinking enough water, you're not hydrated. You have to figure out where you are now. And in all of this, I came to that conclusion of doing that. And then for me, I think when you do 75 soft, I believe it's 3 liters, which is about 101 gallons or 101 ounces. I'm not drinking that much water unless I need to. Like me, I used to do that. Like drinking a gallon of water is not for everybody. That's one thing I want to tell you, is that not everybody needs to drink a gallon of water. If you're drinking hydrated, like water that is hydrating, spring water, mineral water, coconut water, minerals and things like that, you shouldn't need to drink that much water. So for me, it's just drinking water, and I drink water all the time. That's pretty much all I drink. Milk, water, tea, mineral water, coconut water, like in a protein shake. So making sure I'm staying hydrated, that's the next one, the next goal after the 45 minutes of movement. So for the 75 soft and hard, you're supposed to do like the 10 minutes or 10 pages of reading. I am tweaking that. So for me, I'm doing 5 minutes of writing and 5 minutes of time with God. And I know you're probably like, 5 minutes, that's nothing, but no, baby, habits. I'd rather have a short habit that I know I will do and that I will expand on later. Writing, I love writing, but sometimes I just talk myself out of it. So getting in the habit again of writing every single day, because writers write. People who have relationships with their family members, their loved ones, they focus on it. They put work and effort towards it, whether it's 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever it is, they invest that time. And so I'm investing my time, choosing to invest time with God and into my writing, because those are 2 things that I was slacking on in 2024. And then I'm missing something. Eating, I already said that. Oh, eating clean. So the 30 days eating clean. And so for me, I'm not eating clean. My version of this 30-day soft is actually eating for my body type. I'm trying out. I learned from Kaylee Mason. She's a nutrition.elements on Instagram, and I believe on YouTube as well. She has it on Patreon as well. But I did a body typing with her, and so I'm a thyroid body type. So I'm eating for my body type, because I've noticed when I eat that way, I feel good. Also, I noticed that when I was young, the things that I'm told to eat for this body type, those are the things that I felt like I craved. So I always crave eggs and like milk, cheese, things like that. But some other people with different body types or other body compositions, when they eat those things, they get bigger. With my body type, most people do better with lower carbs. Not no carbs, not keto, but just lower carbs. And so figuring that out for the next 30 days and maybe 60 or even 90 days or 75, I could figure out like what it is that I need to do with that. I'm going to do progress pictures every single week, even though I know you don't have to do that with 75 soft. I already don't drink alcohol. You can check out my videos on not drinking alcohol. I can link those below too, but I already don't drink alcohol. So it's really just the commitment of the 45 minutes of movement, which I kind of already do, but this is going to be more specific, I guess, like it's with an intention. I've been doing it recently with a different intention. This is a new intention in 2025 before this new quarter. Like I said, drinking, making sure I'm just hydrating, drinking the water, 5 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of writing, 5 minutes of time with God versus the 10 minutes of reading. I encourage you to examine your goals. Make sure, number one, you don't have too many goals, because sometimes when you have too many goals, you can't focus on all those things. Keep it simple. Have 3 or 4 or 5 goals, intentions, habits that you want to tweak over either the year or this quarter, however you're going to do your goal setting, and focus on those things. Make them the top priority and figure out what systems can you put in place, what habits do you need to have in place to be able to make sure that you get them done. This looks like for working out, if you are a person who's going to work out in the morning, have your clothes laid out the night before or the week before. Some people will do all the days. Meal prepping your meals, getting a grocery list in. This is, if you're traveling, making sure you already have a game plan of where you can eat so that you stick to this plan. Again, you don't have to do it like this. I'm just saying, if that is what you're doing, if you're doing 75 hard, then it doesn't matter if you're traveling or not. You still have to stick to what you committed to, right? So it's like, prepare is my point, is making sure you're preparing for these things. And I just really do encourage you all to, I'm not saying don't go after your goals and your dreams. Go after them. Just make sure you're doing it in the right season, the right time, with the right intentions, not for the wrong reasons. Because yes, we're going to do things that we don't want to do. There are things you're going to have to sacrifice on. I always say this all the time, like, you're going to sacrifice something on the journey to becoming who you want to become. It doesn't have to be something huge, but it can be something huge. It may just be sleep. Or I wouldn't recommend giving up sleep, but it might be sleep. It might be time with family that you had before. It might be TV. It might be YouTube. It might be your favorite snacks. You're going to have to give up something. Fear, comfort. And when in that process of dying to yourself, I made a short about that just recently, but dying to your old identity. Sometimes that's the cost. Sometimes that's a sacrifice. Sometimes that's a payment. Examine all the things you wrote down and make sure that you are prepared for those things. Prepare yourself. And I don't mean that not to do it, because there's things, I have goals for this year that scare the heck out of me. And I have no idea how I'm going to get to those goals, but I'm going to do them, because I know that every day that I get better, every day that I push towards it, I'm getting closer. Whether I fail, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm learning and I'm growing in the process. But that goal it's in the forefront of my mind. Those 3 to 5 goals that I have are in the forefront of my mind for quarter one. And like I said, the whole year, those goals are in my mind as well. They're on my heart. They're on my vision boards. So yeah, that's it for the video. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions or anything like that, you could always drop a comment or shoot me an email. I'm so proud of you guys for we made it to 2025. There's so many people who didn't. And I encourage you to understand and hold on to that. Like, there are people who you don't know, or maybe people you know, who didn't make it to 2025, but you're here. And so being grateful for where you are and who you are and at this moment is the biggest blessing. And this is why I encourage people not to wait, but to go after what they want, because you don't know. We don't know our time. We don't know when we're going to go. And every day that you wait, it's pushing you farther and farther from who you want to be, who you are becoming, from the goals, from the dreams, from the vision, from that significant other, from the family. So I encourage you to go after it. And I'll see you in the next video. With all my love, Lana.